Christopher Paul Curtis. Christopher Paul Curtis was born in Flint, Michigan on May 10, 1953. His father was Dr. Herman Elmer Curtis, and his mother was Leslie Jane Curtis. Curtis was educated in the Flint public school systems, where he attended Dewey Elementary, Clark Elementary, and Pierce Elementary. While at Pierce Elementary, he was in the academically gifted program. He also attended Whittier Junior High School and McKinley Junior High School, where, in 1967, he became the first African American student to be elected to a student council in the school's 32-year history. He went on to graduate from Flint Southwestern High School. Right after high school, he started working at Flint's historic Fisher Body Plant No. 1. The money was too good to pass by, so he spent 13 years hanging doors on Buick cars. He hated his boring job, and it was there that he began writing to pass the time. He attended college part-time and graduated from the University of Michigan-Flint in 1999. He received his bachelor's degree, where he was also the commencement speaker. Curtis has 2 grown children from a previous marriage and 2 young daughters with his current wife, Habon. Curtis's hobbies include playing basketball, collecting old record albums, and of course, writing. The Watsons Go to Birmingham, 1963, was Curtis's first novel. It is for ages 10 and up and is a historical fiction novel that received a Newbery Honor and the Coretta Scott King Award. The novel tells the story of 10-year-old Kenny and his family, the Weird Watsons of Flint, Michigan. The story is about a little boy and his humorous family that decide to go and visit their grandma in the South. Their unforgettable journey leads them into one of the darkest moments in American history. This story is based on the actual bombing of the African American church in Birmingham, Alabama. The 16th Street Baptist Church bombing occurred on September 15, 1963, when members of the Ku Klux Klan planted a box of dynamite that killed 4 young girls and injured many others. After the bombing, Kenny and his family quickly returned back home to Flint. The Watsons struggled to understand how anyone could be hateful enough to commit such a horrible crime. Through the sadness and confusion, Kenny gains a new appreciation for this strong love that makes the Watsons not so weird, but very, very special. Curtis's second novel is Bud Not Buddy. This is the first novel ever to receive both the Newbery Medal and the Coretta Scott King Author Award. This novel is appropriate for ages 8 through 10. This novel was greatly influenced by some of Curtis's family members. His grandfather, Earl Lefty Lewis, was a Negro Baseball League pitcher. His grandfather, Herman E. Curtis Sr., was a 1930s band leader. The band was Herman Curtis and the Dusky Devastators of the Depression. That is him on the left. Curtis's novel focuses on 10-year-old Bud Caldwell, an orphan who is tired of being passed from foster home to foster home. He decides to run away in search of his father and his home. Times may be hard in 1936 Flint, Michigan, but orphan Bud's got a few things going for him. He believes his mother left a clue of who his father was, and nothing can stop him from trying to find his father. This novel has wonderful characters and will have you laughing and crying through it all. Elijah of Buxton. This novel is for ages 9 and up. This novel is the winner of the Coretta Scott King Award and the Newbery Honor Book for 2008. This novel is about 11-year-old Elijah. He is the first child born into freedom in Buxton, Ontario, a settlement of runaway slaves near the American border. He is best known in his hometown as the boy who made a memorable impression on Frederick Douglass. But things change when a former slave steals money from Elijah's friend, who has been saving to buy his family out of captivity in the South. Elijah goes on a dangerous journey to America in pursuit of the thief, and he discovers the unimaginable horrors of the life his parents escaped, a life from which he will always be free if he can find the courage to get back home. The Mighty Miss Malone. The Mighty Miss Malone is Curtis's latest book. It is the story of Deza, the smartest girl in her class at Gary, Indiana. She is singled out by her teachers for a special path in life. When her beloved father leaves to find work, Deza, her mother, and her older brother Jimmy go in search of him and end up in a Hooverville outside Flint, Michigan. The twists and turns of their story reveal the devastation of the Depression and prove that Deza truly is the mighty Miss Malone. Every year since 2008, Curtis has returned to the University of Michigan Flint to host the Christopher Paul Curtis Writing Challenge. During the program, every fourth grade student in Flint comes to the University of Michigan Flint's auditorium to hear a presentation by Curtis. Afterwards, they are provided with a story starter that Curtis has written and given the challenge of finishing the story. A winner from each of Flint's elementary schools is chosen to return to the University of Michigan Flint with their families for an award ceremony where Curtis announces an overall winner. The stated goal of the challenge is to expose Flint's youth to the university environment and to encourage writing as a means of expression. Curtis's advice for young writers. First, write every day. Writing is like anything else that you do. The more you do it, the better you'll get at it. Keep a journal and dedicate 15 minutes a day to telling what happened to you on that day, or write down the ideas you may have for stories. Try to be as regular as possible. The more you put into it, the more you'll get out of it. Second, have fun with your writing. Remember, you have absolute control of what you write, and you can make anything happen. Take that power and use it. Use it wisely if you want, but act a fool if you choose. Write about the world the way you wish it could be, or the way you're afraid it will be, or the way it can never be, but write and enjoy. Third, ignore all rules. But that doesn't mean you can ignore punctuation and grammar and other rules. It means once you master the basics, run with your writing. Create your own style. Remember, the writing is yours and that there is no right or wrong. New ideas, styles, and presentations are some of the things that make writing fun and enjoyable. Don't be afraid to try something new.